Hello, I'm Manoj. In this video, we are going to visualize various sorting algorithms and we are going to see and understand how they perform sorting. Before starting with various sorting algorithms, let us see the two different type of data sets which we are going to use to perform these visualizations. The first data set is randomized data set, which is a set of integer numbers and it is distributed randomly. And the second type of data set is almost sorted data set, which is a set of integers which are almost sorted except a few of them which are not in their proper order. So let us go ahead and get started with our first algorithm, that is bubble sort. In bubble sort, as we know, each adjacent items is compared with each other, and if they are in wrong order, then the swap takes place. Let us visualize bubble sort. Now we start with bubble sort and data set. We start with the randomized data set. Let us run it. This is the visualization screen and quickly talking about the color coding used. The green color signifies that the sublist or the items are sorted, whereas the blue color tells us that it is still an unsorted sublist. And the yellow color is telling us how comparison is taking place. So talking about the bubble sort, as we see each adjacent items are compared and swapped if needed, and eventually the sorted items are stacked together, and in the end what we get is a sorted list. So this was bubble sort. Now let us discuss the second type of sort, that is selection sort. And in selection sort we see that the smallest item is identified in the unsorted sublist, and it is added to the end of the sorted sublist, and this process is repeated until we get a completely sorted list. Let us visualize a selection sort. So in selection sort we see that the smallest item from the unsorted list is identified and it is added to the end of the sorted list. So this process is repeated and we get a sorted list. Now let us discuss insertion sort. And in insertion sort, the item which is not in the correct order is taken, and its correct position is identified, and the item is placed in that position. Let us visualize how insertion sort works. So each item is taken, and if it is not sorted, it is uh, taken to its correct position and it is inserted there. So eventually what we'll get is a completely sorted list. So this was insertion sort. Now let us discuss two different type of algorithms which use recursion. The first one of them is the quick sort. In quick sort, a pivot is identified, which is generally the middle item, and all the items which are lesser than the pivot are moved towards left, and the items which are greater or higher than pivot are moved towards right. This process is repeatedly uh, iterated, or recursion takes place, and uh, eventually we get a completely sorted list. Let us visualize quick sort. Let us reduce the speed because quickshot is a bit faster. So here we see a pivot is identified and the items towards the left are the smaller ones and towards the right are the larger ones, and this has been done recursively, and in the end we get a completely sorted list. So this was quick short. Now let us discuss another type of recursion sort, which is the merge sort. In merge sort, two sublists are merged together and a bigger sublist, which is a sorted sublist, is formed. This process is recursively done until we get a completely sorted list. So let us see how merge sort algorithm works. So as we see, sublists are merged together to create a new sublist, and again those sublists are again merged to form a single sublist, which is sorted. So this was done with the randomized dataset. Now let us quickly see how these algorithm perform when we change the dataset type to almost sorted dataset. Let us start with bubble sort. Increase the speed. So as we see, the dataset is almost sorted, but still bubble sort performs the comparison, and it is inefficient even if the dataset is almost sorted. Now let us see how selection sort performs when the dataset is almost sorted. So in selection sort also there was not much improvement as we see. Let us see how insertion sort takes place. So in insertion sort, what we see is if the data set is almost sorted, then it is a bit quick. So as we can visualize, when the list is almost sorted, the sorting takes place a little quicker. So eventually we get a sorted list. Now let us see how quick sort and merge sort perform. So a pivot is identified, and the left items are smaller than the pivot and the right items are larger than the pivot. This was quick sort, and now let us see how merge sort takes place. Let us reduce the speed a bit because this is too quick. Sublists are formed and merged, and eventually we get a completely sorted sublist. So this was the visualization for the sorting algorithm. Let us quickly see the results. For randomized dataset, if we see the number of comparison performed, then we can see that for quick sort and merge sort, the number of comparison was pretty less. And for almost sorted dataset, insertion sort performs better, and followed by merge sort. Merge sort is better than insertion anyway. So this was all about the sorting visualization, and these are the references which I've used to create this mini project. So thank you. Thanks for watching.